Hello and welcome to Studio 7. This week we celebrate Thanksgiving and all the things that entails. Food, family, and a chance to reflect on the blessings that we have in our life. For many of us, it's also the beginning of the mad rush to Christmas. On today's show, we have some great ideas for what to do with your Thanksgiving leftovers. You do not want to miss this. Plus, it's time to start putting up the Christmas tree. We'll have some tips to make that process fast and, of course, fabulous. And we'll show you how a local company managed to raise tens of thousands of dollars to support a cause that impacts so many of us personally. So to kick things off today, let's be honest, Thanksgiving is all about the huge meal that we enjoy. Most of us, we prepare way too much food. So what can you do with all of those Thanksgiving leftovers? Today's Kiss the Cook provides the perfect solution. It's quick, it's easy, and it is super delicious. We're here in Renee Elford's kitchen, and we're talking about some things we can do with all of our leftovers. I love this, and it really all starts with this pie crust, right?
Yes. This is a great pie crust. I use it to make pies. It's a wonderful pie crust. You find it in the refrigerator section at your grocery store. It comes rolled up, and you just simply take it out and roll it. I'm gonna let you just kind of roll it flatter just a little bit.
Just kind of smooth it out, smooth the edges.
Smooth it out.
Is that good?
That looks perfect.
Okay.
Okay, what we're making is called a hand pie. And we're going to take this little cookie cutter. You can use a bowl, turn it upside down, and see if you can get four circles out of it.
1, 2, 3. Look at that. I
Perfect.
did it. Yay for me.
Perfect, perfect. Okay, the filling we're going to use just about basically anything you had left over for Thanksgiving. You've got turkey, our green beans, our mashed potatoes. I shredded a little carrot. You can use Brussels sprouts. If you did your squash, anything you can do, you can add to this little pie.
So anything goes?
Anything goes. Be creative. Anything at all goes. So you've got your chopped turkey here. So if you just want to add your mashed potatoes, green beans, and carrots.
Now, we were talking a little earlier as we're mixing this. Tell me a little bit about what we should know about keeping food out on Thanksgiving Day.
Thanksgiving Day, just for food safety, you shouldn't leave your leftovers out any longer than 2 hours. Turkey will keep in the refrigerator 3 to 4 days, and it will be good, or you can put it in the freezer for up to 6 months.
Is that good enough?
That looks good. Okay, now I just do a little pinch of pepper.
I like that.
A little pinch. And then I used a little smoked salt. I love seasoned salts, and you can find them at the grocery store, little specialty shops. They're fun to collect. They're fun to use to dip radishes, sprinkle on fresh tomatoes. So that's just a little smoked sea salt there.
Okay.
And then a little bit of poultry seasoning.
Okay. Do I just sprinkle it on?
Just put you a few little dashes. Okay, now mix that up.
Okay, here we go. We're mixing that up.
And then what you're going to do is just take a little spoonful and just put a little spoonful in the center of
each pie?
Of each pie. Okay. Not quite that much. Just take a little bit just so it'll fold.
Kind of just fill the circle.
Then we're going to take this extra crust here, and we'll just put it over here. And what you do is just take your pie. Let's put a little bit, I've got a little bit of water here. Okay. So you can just run around the edge. Just go around the edge. Okay. And it just helps seal it. Okay. So then you just take it and fold it over. Like that.
Look at that. Okay, so that's why you don't want to put as much as I just put in there.
That one's a little bit full, yes, but you can.
I'm overstuffed.
You can still work with it. And then you just take your fork, Tatum, to seal it. You just take your fork and go around the edges as such, and that will seal it. And then a fun thing to do is take your leftover pie crust and get you a little, you can get different little cookie cutters.
Oh my goodness, that is so cute.
And just put it on here. Now we're going to put them on a cookie sheet. Okay. This is another one of my favorite things. This is parchment paper. It's great to use in the kitchen. Your items don't stick to it. And then you just put them on your cookie sheet.
I always wondered how you got the little design around the edge. Let me try that.
Press that one.
And this feels fancy and unique.
It does. It looks so cute.
Special.
These little hand pies, you can put anything in. You can use fruit filling, all kinds of things, make little desserts out of them. Then this is a little bit of beaten egg, and you're just going to brush it lightly with that little beaten egg. It just kind of gives it a little bit of a sheen and a little bit of gloss on the top. And then I've got a little sesame seed here you could sprinkle on. You could use poppy seed, sesame seed, just sprinkle a little bit of that on top.
Will this brown when you put it in the oven?
So now that you just pop them in the oven, they go in for about 20 minutes at 400 degrees.
Okay.
And then here is your finished product.
And look at the leaf on top. I love that so much.
Isn't that cute?
Oh, that is gorgeous.
That is so pretty. And then you just serve it with your leftover turkey gravy. You can put it right on top, or you can put it in a little bowl for each person and they can dip in it. Or you can put a little bit of cranberry sauce on the side to dip it into.
Yes.
Another great idea to do with your cranberry sauce is you can make a real quick salad dressing. You just put a tiny bit of Dijon, put you a little bit of cranberry in here, and then I'm just going to kind of mix it up a little bit with my whisk. Add a little bit of oil. This is a flavored oil as well. You can get all kinds of flavored oils. They're great. This is just a little roasted oil. Add just a dash of oil and a little bit of balsamic.
Oh, I love balsamic vinegar.
And you've got a really good...
This is a homemade salad dressing.
Yes, a really good homemade salad dressing. And we can just take us a little bit of salad here. This is easy thing to do.
Well, and I love that you're using the salad out of the bag, because if
Yes.
you're using it, it gives
If
all
you're
of us
in a hurry,
permission.
this is a perfect thing to do. Use salad in a bag. We'll put a little bit of cranberry sauce on the side, and you can try you a little bit of gravy.
That is so
And
pretty.
there's you a fork to taste it.
Okay, well, this is a great idea to use for your Thanksgiving leftovers, so enjoy this. We hope you had a great holiday. Renee, thank you. As we reflect on our blessings today, one thing that's very important to us here at Studio 7 is celebrating the people and the projects in our community that are really having a positive impact on others. Here is a great example. Dozens of Sewell team members gather for an exciting announcement after a month-long campaign to raise money for the Susan G. Komen Breast Cancer Foundation. They're handing over a check for more than $52,000.
I really challenged all of our team to raise money, and it started out with, I jokingly said in our all-team meeting that if they would raise $5,000 that I would wear pink skinny jeans to work one day. Lo and behold, they said, well, we'll raise 10. And the next thing I knew, they had raised 26. And so I wore those pink jeans on 3 different occasions, you know, so that I could kind of live up to the expectation they set.
So are you fond of the pink skinny jeans now?
They were pretty comfortable. After a while, I think I could probably get used to them. I wore them more than once, so, you know, I mean, who knows?
But you live to live on one more day, 'cause you're a survivor.
Almost every person in our company at some level either knows someone or has really been directly affected by a family member who's had breast cancer. Just in the last month, I've had 2 really close friends who have had a really big scare and one a major reality with that. And so I think that for us it was really important to understand that if we believe in family, those moms are some of the most important things in that family. And so we need to find every way we can to really provide research that solves that kind of problem.
Well, Susan G. Komen is founded on four pillars that we really stand strong on. So research, advocacy, community health, and global programs. Breast cancer knows no boundaries, whether it's gender, age, socioeconomic status, geographic location. So unfortunately, it has no boundaries, and it can affect anybody at any time.
I think the thing that I was probably the most taken by was the generosity of the people in our company. We've always wanted to model generosity in our community, but to see that that really took, and to see that men and women from all different income levels in our company would say that they would support this, that was a huge thing.
You're a survivor.
Up next here on Studio 7, when your family gets together for the holidays, does it look like this? Everybody happy and smiling, no arguments. Yeah, mine doesn't always pan out quite that well either. So when we come back, we have a key thought that could help you find some joy in your holiday gathering. We're getting real up next on Studio 7. Stay with us. Welcome back to Studio 7. I want you to take a look at this photo. Welcome back to Studio 7. I want you to take a look at this photo. So is this how your family looks as you celebrate your big family dinner? All happy faces, no worries, no stress? Yeah, no, me either. That is not what our family looks like all the time. But there is one important word that can really make a big difference when it comes to dealing with our families over the holidays. Our relationship contributor, Jessica Phillips, is here with some important advice. And Jessica, sometimes I think we're kind of set up to fail because you just can't live up to that Hollywood expectation where everything is peachy and perfect. So how do you find harmony?
Well, I think that's the first thing, is just letting go those expectations. Those people you see on TV are called actors
For a reason.
for a reason. And their homes don't look like that. Their Thanksgiving table doesn't look like everyone in harmony. But I think that the thing that we have to bring into our families more than anything else is that dirty little F word. I'm going to say it.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. Forgiveness. We have got to come into our families with a whole lot of forgiveness, especially at the holidays when you're all going to be thrown together anyway. Make the best of it.
Yeah.
So just forgive. Like, walk into it knowing you may have to let some things go. When your prodigal brother starts digging that knife, just let it go. When your mother-in-law says the thing, let it go. And just kind of let petty issues fall to the wayside and really try to enjoy your family, because we can get caught up in all of that and it steals our joy.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, this is supposed to be a week and a time of happiness.
It is.
So I know you're very close to your sister and to your mother.
Yes.
Do y'all ever have the occasional strife? I mean, it's normal.
Never. I mean, no, of course
With the
we do.
halo on,
Yeah.
everything's perfect.
Of course we do. We love each other deeply, and sometimes we're madly in love with each other, and sometimes we're just mad at each other.
Right.
We really always try to remember that when my mom says something to me and it cuts, I have to stop and give her the benefit of the doubt, because I know how much she loves me. And I know that when she offers up a little bit of advice for parenting or marriage and I don't take it well, I know that she's coming from a genuine place of love and concern for my life and the person she hopes that I will become.
Sure.
And so I let those things go. But if in our family, if there's something that's festering and brewing, we talk about it. We do not love confrontation. I don't think anybody loves confrontation, but what we love is the resolve at the end.
Yeah.
And it may be tears and awkward moments, but we're going to work through that and we're going to talk through it.
And the timing on that confrontation is probably important too, because it's right before you sit down to eat may not be the premium moment.
No. Private hurts should not become public matters.
Okay.
And so when the whole family's gathered for Thanksgiving, don't look across at mom and start blowing it all out.
Yeah.
Just let it go for that moment.
And really, we have the example of the ultimate forgiveness. And when I start to think about how wronged I've been, or
Yes.
how nobody's helping me in the kitchen,
Right.
You kind of think, oh, well, we're forgiven for a whole lot of
We
stuff.
are forgiven. That's what Jesus Christ came into the world to set the example as the greatest forgiver mankind has ever or will ever know. And life is short and eternity is long. 2 weeks ago, my 35-year-old cousin was driving. He was at work and he was driving and his truck rolled over and he was killed. And he left a wife and 2 children. And I mean, his parents never thought that a year ago at Thanksgiving and Christmas that was going to be their last holiday with their son.
Yeah.
This is practice right now. Let's practice forgiveness. Let's practice loving one another. And let's work through some of those issues, because our hurts can define us, and they can hold us captive and take us prisoner back to a place in time that God really wants us to be free from.
Yeah.
And my pastor always says our hurts can make us bitter or better. And you're raising little girls. Don't you want them to learn, from your example and be better and make better choices than we'd make? So I feel like Emery's watching me.
Yeah.
My niece Karis is watching me, and I want them to see me always offering love and forgiveness rather than a temper tantrum or getting my feelings hurt. And I don't want to be that. I want them to have a better example.
Or a tit for tat. Jessica, thank you so much. These are great ideas, and we hope you all have a great family. So forgiveness, that is the key that we're going for. Jessica, thanks so much. When we come back on Studio 7, we're all celebrating Thanksgiving, but you know what that means, right? Now it's time for Christmas. Before you put up your tree, we have some tips for making the process fast and fabulous. Our Drab to Fab is next on Studio 7. Stay with us. Welcome back to Studio 7. It is the centerpiece of our holiday decorations. The Christmas tree can be a beautiful addition to our homes, but let's be honest, it can also be kind of frustrating trying to achieve that perfect look. So are there some insider tips to save you time and make your tree sparkle? It's time for this week's Drab to Fab. We're here inside Jessica Fair's home. Now this is your business, and what a great business it is to be able to decorate Christmas trees. It's not all you do, but this time of year you are busy.
Very busy.
Okay, so Christmas trees are second nature for you, but for a lot of us, we want a tree that looks like this, but we're not quite sure how to achieve this. So what are the steps that you take to make this happen?
Well, first basic step, if you don't have a pre-lit Christmas tree, you would want to put your lights on first.
Okay.
And then after that, what I recommend is going for the ribbon.
Okay, now ribbon is a lot trickier than it sounds because your ribbon is exactly how I want my ribbon to look, and I never quite get this.
And you say it's trickier than it sounds, but it's actually easier than it looks.
So I'm making it too
Yes.
perfect. Story of my life, right?
So,
okay, so you're going to show us how to do some ribbon?
Yes, I might. You're going to have to help me.
Okay.
Because you've got a little more height on me. So if you'll just stick that right there, just kind of,
Just find a spot?
yeah, just find a little,
Put it in?
little nook.
How's that?
And then what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna drop the roll. And then if you just kind of take it, swirl it around.
Are you just literally
tuck.
pushing it in?
And I'm just pushing it in, making it kind of ribbon out and bubble.
Because this is what I love, that
And
it sticks out
And
from
it gives
the
it
tree.
a full feel. And then I do a little snip. That way if the tag comes out, it still looks pretty.
Okay, let's talk about these because these have a name. You call them picks.
Yes.
I love how you achieve this. Is this, how simple is that?
You literally, here, I'll just take this one on the floor. So you can just find a spot that needs a little something, and you literally just stick it like in there. And then you can fluff it however you like and position it.
And the more the better, I think, for trees. That's sort of become the thing. I want to draw your attention to how precious are these empty frames right here. I mean, how cheap, dollar store you could get those.
Yes, or go to, if you want like a hunt, you can go to thrift stores, antique shops, and you can sometimes get them for like $a quarter even.
And I notice you have a lot of big ornaments, which really fills in the space.
Yes.
I really love that. Okay, let's also talk about tree skirts because you said you've been pricing tree skirts. They're expensive.
They're expensive, and then some of them are just cheesy. But what I've kind of resorted to is coming up with an alternative. So for this tree, what I did, I had a bunch of old fabric from my grandmother, and it reminds me of her since she's not with me. So I took that and just kind of scrunched it, and so it's a sentimental Christmas tree for me, but you would never know that that's not a tree skirt.
When we're back to just using fabric to achieve your purpose.
And because they can be up to $200 for a nice tree skirt, but you can get fabric for
And when you put your
$8 a
presents
yard.
around them,
You never know.
it's going to cover up the tree skirt. Okay, but you do have to see, all of these trees are so fantastic. This tree has a tutu.
I took a piece of green ribbon,
Okay.
and then I just laid it flat. And this could be something that your kids could do, because I know maybe Thanksgiving when they're tired of watching football and you just want to relax because you ate too much turkey, say make a tree skirt for me. So I took tulle, I just cut strips,
Oh, how clever.
and then I literally tied a knot and pushed it
all the way down.
all the way down. So then it creates a full look. And
That is very clever.
So,
I love that.
yeah.
So many fun ideas. You have access to a lot of these cool and unique items. So if you want to find out where you can get some of these, to purchase, you can contact Jessica. But a lot of retail stores also have some.
And just
so.
think outside the box. Like I spray painted some, always back to the spray
Right.
paint. Right down here, I spray painted forks and knives and made a kitchen tree. And just tied burlap on them and hung out.
That's really
So you can literally walk around your house and see, what can I decorate my tree with?
So cute and clever ideas. Jessica, thank you so much. Here's to a great Christmas tree. Still ahead on Studio 7, it's become known as Black Friday. Do you have plans to venture out and brave the crowds? Maybe find a great deal? Up next, we're on the move with some strategies for surviving the busiest shopping day of the year. Stay with us on Studio 7. Coming up next week on Studio 7, do you spend too much time searching for the perfect gift? If so, you can't miss next week's show. Our Style File expert has some great ideas for the men, women, and teens in your life. We'll also take a look at some gifts from the kitchen just in time for the holidays. Plus, when you have a perfect gift, you need the perfect packaging. We'll show you how to take your gifts to the next level. It's all next Monday at 4:30 right here on Studio 7. Welcome back to Studio 7. Many of us will make a mad dash to our favorite stores this Friday, hoping to land that hard-to-find item, or better yet, maybe even a great bargain. So since you'll be on the move, we wanted to offer you some strategies to make your Black Friday shopping experience just a little more enjoyable. So here's our first piece of advice. Number one, read those store ads carefully. Ask yourself, is the store offering sale items in a limited quantity? This could help you decide which store you're going to hit first. Number two, download some of the new Black Friday apps. Now, some stores even have mobile apps that feature in-store maps and can actually direct you to the exact place where you can find your deal. So that's pretty cool. Number three, check out what's available in advance. You can use sites like bfads.net or blackfriday.com. Go online and compare prices ahead of time. Number four, take that ad with you when you go shopping, just to make sure you find the exact item you're looking for at the advertised price. Next, focus on the bottom line prices, not the discounts. This one's hard for me because the discounts may claim real savings, but if it's 70% off and they've inflated the original price, the bottom line is it may not be that good of a deal. Number six, don't bother camping out. I hate to say it, but some retailers have finally figured out that Black Friday campers actually deter a lot of other shoppers. And our last piece of advice today is bring along your good attitude. Embrace it, have fun with it, and enjoy your Black Friday shopping. It's time right now for this week's 5 Things We Love. Today, our Studio 7 staff is sharing a few personal favorites in their own holiday decorating. One thing I love about our Christmas decorations is this table. It has photographs from many different years, and I love to see how our family has grown and changed.
My favorite thing at Christmas is my George Bush Christmas ornament. He always goes at the top because he's my chief of the tree.
This is my favorite Christmas decoration. It's an ornament with a picture of me and my dad. My mom gave me this ornament the Christmas that my dad died, and so this is very special to me.
One of my other favorite decorations inside our house for Christmas is this window. You can see I've just taken clothespins and I just pin up some of the kids' artwork from over the years at Christmas, and I love to look at the things they've done over the years.
I absolutely love my collection of Mark Roberts little elves and fairies. They're whimsical, they're colorful, they're fun, and they just make me feel good and they make me feel happy. So I put them on my tree, I put them around the house, and they're wonderful.
Thanks so much for joining us for this week's Studio 7. We hope you are inspired. We hope you had some fun. And most of all, we hope you'll make an appointment to join us every Monday at 4:30 right here. If you have any questions or ideas about the show, you can visit us on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. And be sure and check back in throughout the day. We have lots of inspiration. You can also find a link for all of that at cbs7.com. From all of us here at Studio 7 and our partners at Sewell Ford, we hope you and your family have a great Thanksgiving. Thanks again for watching Studio 7. We'll see you next week.